Okay, so how's everybody doing? So this is the much anticipated part 5, the painting process. I don't know how many segments I'll have to cover this with, but I'll try to break it down in reasonable chunks so that we can get a good grasp on the whole process. Okay, so just to touch on the pre-paint prep. This is a piece of 400 grit sandpaper. You can use 600 if you want. I find I like 400. If I want to knock down some of this, grit gesso, just sort of blend that down a bit. This stuff does sand. And I find it just helps to sort of smooth things out a little bit, knock down some of the knobbies and maybe the aggressiveness of the texture. You can do that if you want. Depends on the scale you're working in, though. You may not want to, or depends on the thinness of the coats you applied and all the other variables. Okay, so, all right, the number 2. Notice how I have the light shining in from this direction. And I did that for a reason, okay? To cast shadow here, to show you that what kind of the idea, what I'm after with the spray balm application. So notice the shadow here. Shadow, shadow, shadow. Shadow behind these gussets. So we want to kind of enhance that with paint. That's the idea. But we're going to be doing it in layers. So when I apply these spray balm colors, I'm going to go from dark, which is the satin espresso, and then the nutmeg, and then the satin beige over top. I'm just laying on some basic preliminary layers. Nothing fancy. Like I'll hit some of the dark espresso in here and maybe over here so it falls into these areas here. I'm not going to cover the whole facade though, and then because I don't mind a bit of white and different tones showing through as well. And then I'm going to hit it, overcoat it again with the satin nutmeg, this color, and then I'm going to sort of do a sort of another blow over with this sort of highlight. Now after that, I'm going to cover all that up, right, with the airbrush, with the Tamiya flats. Well, why would you do that then? Like, why bother? Well, because when I bleed away with isopropyl alcohol, once this impenetrable barrier is laid on, the isopropyl is not going to touch the Rust-Oleum. You can go at it all day with isopropyl. It's not going to go anywhere. So I just want so if I cut through too much of the Tamiya layers, the 3 or 4 that I'll lay on, I don't want white coming through to show through. I want either one of these colors, this brown, this beige, or the nutmeg, right? You know what I mean? So that's the method to that madness. So that's what I'm going to do, and then because of the weather and so on, as you may know, I'm going to have to shoot this outside. I'm not spraying this stuff indoors. There's no way. And you don't need to see that anyway, because I want you to do that yourself. I don't want to hold your hand in that area, because I know you're fully capable of doing that and having fun with it on your own. So I'm going to do that outside, and then I'm going to bring it in and let it kick for 24 hours. And then I'm going to do inside, I'm going to do with the, go at it with the airbrush and show you how I start cutting in more finer shadows and different shades and strokes of grays and so on. And then we'll end with doing some isopropyl washes, like I've demonstrated in some of the earlier content. And at the very end, we'll go at it in a relaxed way with some dirty water, as James would say, washes and so on. Okay, so really looking forward to it. Hang in there.